The following announcement has been paid for by the Raider World Order. Raider Nation YouTube, Afakasi Raider, got my boy on 6, and we got a guest today joining us on my side of the fence. My guy Raider Ben to the far right. Did I say left on 6? I meant right.
Yeah, you're good.
My bad. What's
You're
going
left.
on, Ben?
What up, man?
I'm pointing left, but it's
What up, guys?
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Good morning to you. Good evening for me. It's now 11:11. I think it's 8 a.m. for you guys on the Pacific West Coast. Good to see you guys and everyone in the chat. Just pull up some comments real quick. We got Walt in the building. Salute to you, my guy.
What's up?
He left a comment here about Alec Ingold being a free agent. It's an interesting one. I wouldn't mind bringing him back.
Bring him back.
We got looks like I'm gonna assume that's Brian Rodriguez, a Raider for life. Good morning, Afakasi. Brian here. Changed my name. Ready for free agency. Yes, sir. I am indeed. And we have Marcus always in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well. Jerry's up in here. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. All right, we'll just real quickly on that one. Alec Ingold, how would you feel about
that? Go for it, Art.
Actually, I wouldn't mind it. And our new head coach's system, a fullback is very important, and we need one because there is currently none on the roster. I wouldn't mind bringing in Alec in here and then drafting the fullback, but we'll see what happens, brother. But we do definitely need a fullback or two in the system.
Well, I was a huge fan of Alec Ingold, bro. He's one of the more humble players. Just his track record and how, whenever like he was on the team with Josh Jacobs and he wasn't on the field, just the support he showed to Josh and his teammates. I would love to have him back. Last year we seen Michael Mayer try to play some tight end or not some tight end, but some fullback. And I love you, Michael Mayer and shit, but you ain't no motherfucking fullback. And we definitely ain't about to bring Zamir White as a motherfucking
fullback. Don't even get me started on that one.
So yeah, I fuck with Alec Ingold, man. Motherfucker first scored the first touchdown at Allegiant Stadium too, by the way, on the Spider 2 wide banana, man. Shout out to Alec Ingold.
Facts.
Before we go any further, I want to give a quick shout out first before we bring him on the stage.
Hey yo.
We got our brother rejoining us for the first time in a long time indeed. I'm just going to change the layout real quick. It is none other than the Wolfman, Raider Joe.
What up,
What's going on with you,
Joe? What up, man?
What's up, Joe?
Good morning, y'all. How you doing?
Chilling.
How the hell are you? I feel like it's been a lifetime ago since I've seen you on a live panel.
Hey, I'm happy, man. The Raiders are finally rebuilding.
At least doing it the right way for once.
Speaking of which, I guess we'll go straight to the we'll address the elephant in the room. We haven't had a chance to do it on my side of the fence. I've shot my takes as of you, Raider Ben, quite a few times on your own show. But we're on my side of the fence, so we'll talk about it for a minute. I want to get on 6 and Raider Joe's takes on the trade. Was it yesterday or the day before?
It was Friday.
Day before.
The 2 first rounders, round 1, pick 14 from the Ravens, and to be confirmed depending on how the Ravens do this season with their first round pick selection next year. So I'll go with you, Raider Joe, since you just joined us. Grace us with your presence. How do you feel about the situation at hand? And good morning to you, Art. I see you in the building.
It's bittersweet because he was a Raider. He's a fan favorite. But sometimes you got to make hard decisions, man, especially if you want to get what you get to where you want to be. You know what I mean? The Raiders, they haven't been winning with them. You know what I mean? So you might as well trade him now that he still has value. And in my opinion, we got the better end of the deal. You know what I mean? So that's really all there is to it, man. That's the way I see it.
Short and sweet. And what about you, on?
I mean, at first I was mad, but after hearing my brother Ben, you guys, it all made sense. At the end of the day, Maxx Crosby is 29 years old. You know what I mean? He's been hurt all the time. His knees are bad. At the end of the day, the Ravens overpaid, giving up us two first-round picks for a player that's 29 years old. You know what I mean? That's hurt all the time, and he's on the decline. At the end of the day, it was the best deal for us. You know what I mean? We could use these picks to help out our boy Fernando. That's going to be our quarterback of the future going forward. So at the end of the day, I know some people are mad, want to burn their jerseys, say they're not going to be Raider fans anymore. We're good. We don't want you guys. At the end of the day, no player is bigger than the shield. Remember that, guys. I don't know how many times I got to say this. No player is bigger than the shield. Did it hurt when we lost Marcus Allen, Charles Woodson? See all these great players leave the building. It did. But at the end of the day, we're still here. You know what I mean? For all your fans that are all mad and pissed off saying you're not going to be a fan of this team and support them no more, good. Go be a Ravens fan at the end of the day, because fuck you. And you were never really a fan of this team. You were a Maxx Crosby fan. So fuck you and have a good day.
Just real quick, if you're burning jerseys, you're a bust. The only time there might be a pass to it, well, not might be, in my opinion, there is, it's like an A-B type deal. You know what I'm saying? Someone who completely blemishes the Raider name and doesn't deserve that moniker of once a Raider, always a Raider. Then I can accept that. I remember my girlfriend at the time, she bought me a friggin' Antonio Brown jersey, and I was using that to wipe my feet with it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the only time where I would give it a pass. But go ahead, Raider Ben. You wanna shoot your takes short and sweet again?
I'm y'all know me, bro. Y'all been knowing me for years. Like I said, trade Maxx Crosby a while ago. I'm glad that we got quality value for him. I honestly feel like he was only worth a first and a second. I didn't think he was worth more than what we gave for Davante Adams in the prime of his career a few years ago with Green Bay. But I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Maxx Crosby has been snaking Raider Nation for quite a few years now. I think when he comes on this bitch and says what would that fool say? I people are speaking for me. I never said this. You never heard me say it, bro. Just to come out this whole time to find out that he's been wanting to leave. You know what I'm saying? That's so reminiscent to what Davante Adams did to us. On top of the fact that Maxx Crosby on his podcast, I'm not used to be like, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I'm Mamba mentality. I like him I like him more than LeBron, because at least Kobe got it about the mud and won it all with the Lakers, unlike LeBron chasing championships. This motherfucker turns around and does the same shit LeBron does.
Facts.
So anyways, bro, at the end of the day, you just can't make this shit up. I feel like I've been getting snaked for years. And regardless, bro, if he was on the team next year, dog, and we lost, it's going to be, are the Raiders going to trade Maxx Crosby this year? At some point, bro, that shit's just got to go, dog. There's too much drama. And, it is what it is, man. I just know I ain't rooting for his ass in Baltimore. I hope he loses every fucking game when he's there.
Yeah, another thing that I thought was interesting, too, I don't know if you guys saw his farewell message that he posted. It's like 12 minutes long. He said he didn't see this coming, but he had no idea that he would be traded like this. That's kind of interesting.
I just want to read two comments out first before I give my take. Rated D87, shout out to you. He says, first time we're scrolling and seeing Joe and Ben on the same screen. Was like, ooh, interesting. Got yourself a bit of a fan club there, Joe. Good to see you back on the scene.
I've been on Ben's show before. Not too many times, but I've definitely been on it.
Yeah.
And this comment, he probably told Jay's Glazer that he wanted to leave. Well, I think a few people need to owe that guy an apology. Remember how much flack that guy got? He was the first one to break it, and how much flack he copped for it, and it turned out to be true, right? So there's a lot of people that be owing that dude an apology. But as for how I feel, look, respectfully, Ben, I don't feel as bitter about it as what you may be. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. How I feel is like I don't get on former Raiders per se that at least were good or did some good things with us. And Maxx Crosby, when he was with us, he did good things. He was an elite level player for a while. as opposed to a lot of these cats that come in the room and do nada or squat or fall well below expectation. They're the kind of players that I get on. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, like I do agree with all of you that it was time we got the right value for what we were asking, and it sucks to see an elite level player go, but at the same time, like I said, it was time, and we got to do better with the capital that we get in return. I mean, you go back to the Khalil Mack trade, and you see what we did with the picks that we got from that trade, and the majority of them didn't work out. The only one that worked out was Josh Jacobs. So, a first this year and a first next year, we got to make it right, and get ourselves some new stars that we can get behind. I mean, it sucks to see our old stars go, but let's go find some new heroes per se. You know what I mean?
No facts.
Yeah. I
Like
look.
I
I mean,
said,
I'm
man, the
excited
Raiders
for that.
are finally rebuilding.
Yeah, they are, and we have
I
the
got
ammo
tired
for
of-
it too.
I got tired. I get tired of players causing divide in my fan base. This is not about Derek Carr whatsoever, but
Yeah.
Maxx Crosby caused more divide in our fan base since Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? You either if
No
you didn't
facts.
like Maxx Crosby, you hated Maxx Crosby. If you tried to critique Maxx Crosby, you don't like him. And I don't like that shit, bro. I compared the way we talk about Maxx Crosby to Derek Carr. What was the excuse for Derek Carr? Well, Derek Carr don't have this. Derek Carr don't have that. What do we start doing with Max? Well, Maxx Crosby don't have this. Maxx Crosby. I'm so fucking sick of that shit, dude. I am so fucking sick of it. I'm glad it's over with. And let's just build a nucleus of players, bro. I'm tired of motherfuckers arguing over one player all day. At the end of the day, winning will cure everything. If the Raiders win next year, nobody's gonna give a fuck anyways.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. Look, at the end of the day, whereas I disagree with how I look back and once Maxx Crosby, and this is with any player, once they're full stop with the Raiders, is that a full stop? I look back and I see, all right, is their body of work, the good side of it outweigh the bad side of it? And I would rather and appreciate the good side of it rather than look at the bad side of it per se. But, let's on to the next one. Like I'm excited for our future. I'm excited to see what they do this offseason. I mean, when does free agency start?
Monday,
Officially
or
Wednesday.
tomorrow.
Officially
Yeah,
Wednesday.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you can start signing people Wednesday, but you'll hear deals become in place tomorrow, bro. So
Yeah.
It's a tampering period, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
tapping
you
period Monday and
yeah.
Tuesday, and it can't come official till Wednesday. That's when it officially begins.
All right. Well, just on that, I'm just going to bring up a share screen real quick. One moment, please. So there's the situation at hand with what we have with free agency and the draft. So it's pretty clear, pretty simple. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of cap room to make a lot of moves, and look at all those draft picks. We got 11 in total so far. So we do have the ammunition to really turn it around and make something of it. Maybe not this year. If it has to take another year, so be it. But like it's there for the taking. It's there to get us back to where we want to be if we just make the right moves, or at least 60% of it. It doesn't have to be all right across the board, but you know what I mean? The positive side of the ledger has to outweigh the bad side of the ledger. Well, Raider Joe, what say you about that?
I think this is a great time to be a Raider fan, man. I think this is the first time we've actually fucking tore it all down since maybe 2014. I think we got our future ahead of ourselves, man. I don't know about who we're gonna get and all that bullshit. I mean, the ideal number one pick would be Mendoza, right? And I don't know if anybody feels the same or if everybody feels the same on this panel, but I'm just excited to see what they're gonna do, especially looks like they got 3 picks in the 4th round. That'll be interesting.
But you want?
I'm really excited, especially to see what Spycheck can actually do with this. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we have 2 first-round picks this year. You know what I mean? There's only 2 good quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Somebody can come up and try to get the quarterback from Alabama at 14, and we can trade that pick away and get more draft picks. And the most important thing, I think a lot of people haven't talked about this, next year's draft class is supposed to be the greatest draft class for quarterbacks. If we take Fernando Mendoza, we're able to trade either of those first round picks next year for a lot more. We can even help our rebuild even more. So at the end of the day, it was a great move. Great move. And I'm really excited to see the future Raiders now, you know, especially too if we're able to get Brian Bain Jr. at 14. You know what I mean? A lot of people are saying he's sliding now because of his short arms at the combine, but I don't care about that. I care about production, and what I seen on the field is unbelievable. And I really would love to see him at pick 14 wearing that silver and black.
Who did you say on?
Brian Bain Jr., the defensive end.
Oh, you said Bain. Yeah. I'm down with Bain. Yeah, I hear that same criticism, but I'm a guy who I know what my eyes see when I see him play on the field. I don't care about all those intangibles. What do you do on the field? And that guy was pure destruction when I was watching him play college. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't watch much college, but I paid attention to Miami and what they did. A lot of it was because you're a Miami fan, and I started to invest myself a little bit while I was in the States. And I was watching Miami's road to the national championship game, and that dude is a stud. So if he slides out, I'd be all for Bain being one of those prospects we're looking at. But across the board, it's a BPA for me. When it comes to that pick. But what do you say, Freddie Ben?
Well, if we talked about this shit last night, bro, I don't think any of this shit matters, bro. If the Raiders don't sell these draft picks. I mean, we could have 100 draft picks in a year, but if we don't hit on them, it don't matter. You know what I mean? So I'm not really going to get too caught up in the fact that we have hella picks. I've known multiple years where we've had hella picks and we blew damn near all of them. So, you know, the Raiders have a lot of the Raiders have a lot of ammunition to do a lot of different things if they choose to. With that 14th pick in particular, you could use that and bundle it with that second round pick if you feel like there's a guy up there in the top 10 that might make an immediate impact. I look at this situation a lot like the Texans had a few years ago when they brought in DeMeco Ryans his first year, and they had the top pick. They were able to get CJ Stroud, and then they traded back up to the top of the round with their other first round pick, and they drafted the defensive end, Will Anderson, or whatever the fuck his name is.
That was right. Yeah, you're right.
And the Raiders have the Raiders are in the same position to do that. And they got a young, up and coming head coach. They're gonna have the top pick in the draft for their quarterback, and now they have another top pick they can use if they feel like they want to replace Maxx now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody got feedback.
No, that's all good.
Yeah.
I think it's Joe.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man, I think the Raiders are in a good spot when you're talking about rebuilding. You want to have a flurry of picks. You want to have an influx of cap space. I think the Raiders have both. And like Joe said, man, I'm looking forward to just seeing a young team and watching them grow. You know what I'm saying? Because we brought in far too many old ass coaches and old ass quarterbacks just to watch them fall flat on their face, knowing that they can't learn from nothing. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So like I said, it's going to be exciting to see a young team grow together. So looking forward to it.
And if I could piggyback off that, man, if we get Mendoza, the Raiders, please invest in the O-line. We saw what happened with Derek Carr. I don't want to fucking relive all that bullshit again with injuries and all that. So please invest in the O-line. I beg you.
Well, for the most part, we did invest while Carl was here. So there is that. But I just want to read out these two membership chaps first. Just want to give them their salutes. So Marcus with the 8 months, I appreciate you, man. Make these draft picks, salary count, cap count, absolutely. And that's coming from a Titans fan, if I'm not mistaken, Marcus. So shout out to you, man. I appreciate you, and you come and support all of us. So we see you, and you might not be a Raider fan, but you're still part of our community. So you're a brother in arms per se. So salute to you. And who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck is our guy?
Who the fuck is this guy?
On 6, 13 months. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And come on today. I guess we could segue into that because, again, this is something that me and you have been pretty vocal on during when we take part on the live scene in regards to Mendoza and whether or not he's the pick. I mean, look, it's no secret how I feel. I've been on quite a few panels, and it's surprising to me that it seems there's more panels that you see on the YouTube scene that are on the trade the pick fence rather than let's go get our guy side of the fence, which I'm on, and I believe you are too, Bentho, if I'm not mistaken. But I want to hear your takes on Six and Raider Joe, because you guys on Six has for a minute, but I haven't heard about you and what you say we should do. But before you do, shout out to my guy Raider Solo. Appreciate you tapping in, my friend. We'll get you back on the panel when you're ready, perhaps next week sometime. But go ahead, Raider Joe.
As far as the number one pick, you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Mendoza or trade?
I think you take the best quarterback there is, man. The thing is, man, I'd rather take Mendoza than sit here 2-3 years from now and be like, fuck, what if we would have took him? You know what I mean? I'd rather take a chance with him than trading the pick and being like, what could have been? You know what I'm saying?
What about you, on Six?
As much as it pains me as a Miami Hurricane fan, we need Fernando Mendoza. At the end of the day, and at the end of the day, it's not just his arm talent or anything. For me, it's more mental. He's a football nerd. Him and Tom Brady get along really good. He eats, sleeps, and dies football. Unlike Jamarcus Russell or anybody else that we have drafted before, not to disrespect their car or anything, but you know what I mean? There's certain players that we had that little thing about.
No, I'm just kidding.
But at the end of the day, I'm Fernando Mendoza all the way, because at the end of the day, now that we traded Maxx Crosby, we have 2 first-round picks next year. If worst comes to worst, Fernando doesn't look good, we can draft another quarterback next year. But at the end of the day, it's Fernando or bust. At the end of the day, I'm tired of us not having somebody to look forward to the wear that uniform as the quarterback position for the next 10, 15 years. We haven't had no good quarterback play since Derek Carr and Rich Gannon. You know what I mean? And one of those we drafted, and the other one we got as a free agent. And I'm tired of bringing in these over fucking price quarterback that don't do anything. Geno Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo, Garner Minshew. We gave all these quarterbacks money. Brian Hoyer. You know what I mean?
Jason
all these
Stidham,
guys.
Desmond Ritter.
All these guys never did anything.
Geno Smith.
That's at the end of the day. I trust Tom Brady in the way that he was developed. I don't think Fernando's going to see the field at all this year, unless once we're officially eliminated. Because Tom Brady didn't see this year. The field the rookie year. So on the day, I don't think Fernando is either. I think we're going to bring a veteran quarterback in here, let him learn from him, and then he's going to take the reins after that. But we'll see what happens. But it's Fernando for me. I already have my jerseys in stock in hand. I'm ready to see that 15 on the field. So let's get a party started.
Just before Ben reiterates how he feels, I just want to say real quick, like, look, the way I see it is that, like, come preseason, if Mendoza shows that he's the better option and he's better than whoever we bring as our veteran quarterback, and if Aiden O'Connell's still around to compete, if he shows that he's better by the time preseason, I have no problems with him starting. Look, the way I see it is Derek Carr started his rookie year, and we didn't exactly have the best roster then. So I'm all for Mendoza, trial by fire. If he can get the job done, he can. If he can't, if he needs more time, then I'm willing to give him more time. There's still going to be that bare minimum level expectation that you've got to develop into a franchise quarterback somewhere along the line. You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to give him time for that. But if you pick someone with the first pick in the draft, there's going to be that level of expectation. But Raider Ben, you go ahead and shoot your quick takes.
Well, you guys know I've been saying for, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really all in on the Mendoza kid at first. I feel like there was a lot of things to still be seen. And then, he went in the college football playoff, and absolutely destroyed Alabama. I'm saying ended up getting to the national title. I think going to that national title game, he had more touchdowns and incompletions. Going to that national title game, from the first snap, you could see that Miami was trying to hurt that kid. And they were going in there and they were hitting him with every cheap shot, bro, they could without getting flagged. That first time when that honesty, bro, when they popped his mouth, they weren't even gonna call that flag, dude. They threw that bitch hella late, bro. But on, like I said, his college football run, the national title game, being able to overcome all that adversity, you know what I'm saying? And then on fourth down, when the game is on the line, big time players make big time moment in big time games. And, he was able to do something that he isn't really known for, dog, which is running the ball and making people miss in the open field as a runner. And not only picked up the first down on fourth down, but won the game. And, The Raiders need players like that, man. Absolute warriors. You know what I mean? When that game was over, you looked at Mendoza put his hands up, dude, and his whole fucking
I saw that.
Just destroyed.
And his mouth too.
Yeah,
remember the blood dripping from his mouth? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, bro, I'll die for my brothers. You feel me? And that's what the Raiders need, more guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Guys, especially and especially at quarterback, you need that. That's a position right there, bro. When I've never played past varsity football, but when as a teammate and your quarterback is out there getting absolutely destroyed like that and continues to get up and continues to put it all on the line, that makes the whole team be more rejuvenated. You know what I mean? And they want to go out there and hurt. They want to go out there and hurt the other team the way they're hurting their quarterback. So I'm excited for it, bro. Like I said before, we can't continue to kick the can down the road and think we're ever going to be good at quarterback. The Raiders have drafted 2 quarterbacks in the first round in the history of our franchise in 60 years. It's about time we get number 3, and the Raiders got to stop being worried about Jamarcus Russell repeating itself, bro. Jamarcus Russell.
It's been nearly 20 damn years. I am tired of waiting, and I've gone on this spiel many times in other lives, and I'm going to do it again. I am not waiting any longer. Facts. I am done with waiting. I am done with Band-Aids. I'm done with, we can wait till next year. Now, fuck that. We're having to bank that maybe we'll be arranged to take somebody worth the damn next year. All these years when we're drafting in the first round, when we've needed a quarterback since Jamarcus Russell, and before we took Derek Carr, we never seem to be arranged to take somebody who's worth a damn. And we're hoping that's going to happen. And the only way that's going to happen is if we're terrible this year. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to wait when there's somebody that's there where we can pick that is deserving of that pick, who we're arranged to take him. Just take the goddamn shot. That's all I want, is just take a chance on a guy who deserves to be taken. And if it doesn't work out, at least we're trying something different. We've gone the route of draft day trades, drafting offensive linemen or whatever it may be, defensive ends or whatever, but we haven't tried with a quarterback. You're never going to land on the shots you don't take. Just take the damn shot. If it doesn't work out, okay, I will be disappointed, but I can at least live with the fact that we tried something different, because when we don't try something different, everything remains the same. We've been shit for how long? How many years have we been in purgatory for? And I'm fucking tired of it. I'm done with it.
22 years.
Hey,
24 years actually.
And to go off what you were saying, Afakasi, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So we're just going to keep. So you guys, all the times that veteran coaches and veteran quarterbacks haven't worked out, we just want to keep doing it. We just want to keep doing that. Like, that don't work. This shit hasn't worked, bro. We've gone through countless coaches, countless quarterbacks. We've gone through like 20 quarterbacks from Rich Gannon till Carr, you know what I'm saying? And then after Carr in like 3 or 4 years, we've gone through like 6 more quarterbacks. Mind you, all veteran quarterbacks. Y'all want another veteran quarterback?
Right. And to my point, Bentha, we moved on from Derek Carr. Okay, what was the plan? Every first round selection that we've had since we moved on from him, we weren't arranged to take somebody who's worth a damn. I'm not waiting anymore. I am so done.
On top of the fact, there was Raider fans been saying tank for years, bro. Tank for what? Now we got the first pick and y'all don't want it. But you motherfuckers been saying tank for years. And motherfuckers was like, take Shador in the first round last year. Take Shador. Y'all, but y'all don't want Mendoza in the first round? Man, just take y'all ass on somewhere, bro. Some motherfuckers just don't know football, bro. I can't have conversations with motherfuckers. Motherfuckers been saying tank for the first overall pick. We get it. Now you're not happy. Motherfuckers be like, don't take Mendoza. But let's take Shador in the first round. Man, fuck out of here, dude. Like, I'm so done. Some Raider fans, I love you guys, bro, but some of y'all just don't even need to talk football, bro. Some of y'all just need to go on Instagram and Twitter and talk with your fingers or something, dude. Just gives me a headache.
I like that comment.
I'll read that comment out in a second. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I just want to say this real quick, because I know that people have been throwing out trade scenarios and that, like trade for 3 first rounds, whatever. Let me put it like this. I will take 1 franchise quarterback over 3. Say all 3 of those picks pan out.
Yeah.
I will take a franchise quarterback than 3 good players at other positions.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying that Mendoza is a guaranteed bona fide franchise quarterback because we have to wait. That has to be wait to be seen. You know what I'm saying? But the time is right. The time. We got to take a chance. We got to take a shot.
I don't think it could get much worse than Geno Smith. I mean, I could be wrong.
Oh
He could go out there and really shit the
Salute you,
bed.
Cheeto.
But I don't think it can get much worse than that, man.
You know, it sucks, bro. And like, I hear you, Joe. Like, and I agree. I feel like the Raiders will be trending upward, bro. But if I just had a penny for every single time I heard it can't get worse than this, it can't get, bro, I would be rich, bro. I mean, we said it couldn't get worse than Antonio Pierce. We said it couldn't get worse than Jimmy Garoppolo. We thought it couldn't get worse than Gardner Minshew. Now we think it can't get worse than Pete Carroll. But I'm with you. I do believe the Raiders are trending upwards. Just the fact, the Raiders are going with what wins and this day and era, bro. A young quarterback on a rookie deal and allows you to build superstars around that quarterback.
Facts.
So, yeah, man, I'm with you.
Shout out to the people who just entered the chat. Sorry, can I just?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I was just gonna say, here's the only thing that worries me is that we have the first pick. We can get anybody. The Raiders being the Raiders, they may not go out and get who we want them to get because they do that all the time. So that's the only thing that worries me about that.
Shout out to Andrew with that comment. 2 cents for Crosby. Vanket. Aging edge coming off knee surgery. Raiders just fleece the Ravens. Well, we got the right value for Crosby. It's just a matter of look, we need to make good on the selections and flip these first rounders. I don't want no more spot guys or guys that we're waiting year after year after year to see if they're worth a damn, and then come year 4, they're Tyree friggin' Wilson, still waiting for the guy to prove himself, right? So, I don't want any more of those. If you're drafting in the first round, there's a bare minimum level of expectation. My level of expectation is by year 2, stretching at year 3, you need to be a good starter, a cornerstone of the team. You don't draft in the first round to find rotational guys or spot guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of those. I'm over it. You know what I mean? So let's make good on these picks and let's just get this ball rolling.
So you're giving him more than 90 days, right? And more than 7 games, correct?
What, the coach or
the coach and the quarterback?
Oh,
you must have not heard.
Yeah,
now you're starting to realize it. Yeah, okay, yeah, because Dirty was like, I'm only giving Kubiak and Mendoza 7 weeks or 90 days. Like, bro, you're gonna be in for a long year, my friend. You gonna be in because we be lucky if we even have 2 wins by week 7, in my opinion, bro. But that's just part of the rebuild, bro. Like I said, motherfuckers gonna sit here and they're gonna want immediate results. Immediate results don't happen with the
Gary and Conley's is another one.
You know what I'm saying? The Raiders and immediate results. We're never lucky like that. I expect this to be a process. To go back to Carr. It took Carr till year 3. And the Raiders year 3 to actually turn the page and become a playoff team. When Gruden came back his second term, it took about year 3. That's usually on average. Anything. If the Raiders can win anything before year 3, dude, you guys should be happy as fuck. But I think it's not going to be till at least year 3 before we can judge anything that Kubiak or Spytek does. So just be patient with it, man.
We are in full rebuild. We just traded away what was our franchise player. We have a boatload of picks. We have a young team. We have a lot of salary cap. So for me, it's fool's gold to expect that we're going to be all this and that year 1. If we can be, it can be done. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely.
Yeah, we're Raiders, bro.
we got to expect it. It's going to be. It might continue to be rough for a minute until it starts to get better. But at the end of the day, my bare minimum expectation with the team and the coaching staff is just have a vision. Like, there needs to be a direction that we're at least trending upwards, and it shows that we can be where we want to be in time. Hopefully not too long, but you know what I'm saying? Like, a little bit of trending upwards, and that we can get to where we want to be, rather than it's just the ship just keeps sinking deeper and deeper year in and year out. And I'm so over it. You know what I'm saying?
I just want the Raiders to have some kind of
less than a month. That'll surpass what we did this year. Shit.
Right?
Fucking Joe.
Like I said, I just want this. I want the Raiders to, like I said, have some kind of identity, bro. Like I guess I don't think we really haven't had an identity, Doug, since Josh Jacobs left. You feel me? Like we knew it. We need to establish who the fuck we are. When Kubiak comes in, are we going to be, a passing team, a running team? Like I'm getting so tired of offensively, at least over the last few years. Nobody even knows the fuck we are, dude. We have no vision, and bro. I'm so glad that everything I said like 3 months ago was wrong. I said 3 months ago that I don't think the Raiders will ever be good because we don't have a quarterback. We don't have a future at quarterback. We don't have a head coach. We don't have no future at head coach. And mind you, I said all this shit when we had Geno Smith and Pete Carroll, right?
Yeah.
But now, fast forward 3 months later, now we got Kubiak. Now we're going to have a young franchise quarterback. Everything turned the page, bro. So, as much as I said a few months ago when we had fucking Geno and Pete Carroll that we ain't going to be shit, I think like I said, the needle is pointing upwards. I do think the Raiders have a bright future, but like I said, I'm not expecting immediate results whatsoever. So
at least it's exciting times, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more excited now than I've been for a long time because I'm going to be honest, man. The last 3 years have been probably the worst period in terms of how much fun I'm having with the team. Like, it's not been fun at all. Like, I go back, even my early years as a Raider fan, those years of 2012, 2013, 2014, those years we still struggled. Even worse some of those years than we have been of late. And I still had fun with those. I can recollect memories from those days than I can from the last 2-3 years. Like, I'm going to look back 10 years from now and I'm going to feel the same. Like, it's been a very forgettable period. And if I'm remembering anything, it's for the wrong reasons, right?
Facts.
yeah. And look at this, bro. Like, I get it. Our defense has been terrible, and we just traded our best defensive player.
Okay, Joe, I got you.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry, Ben. Sorry. Can I just real quickly? Ben, Joe needs to go, so I just wanted to shoot real quick before he leaves.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys. I know I wasn't on long, but today's like my Saturday basically, so I'm gonna take care of some shit and then just spend family time and shit. But much love to you guys, man. We'll see what happens.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you,
as always, man. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders, indeed. All right, for sure. Peace out, man. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate
it. Joe. Appreciate it, Doug.
All right, guys. Take care.
Take it easy, bro. And pretty much what I was saying was, bro, like, I get it. Defense wins championships is the motto, and we traded our best defensive player, whatever, dog. I just want to see the Raiders be fun again, dude. Like, and the Raiders are boring. The Raiders have been one of the most boring fucking teams, dude, outside of Brock Bowers for like fucking 3 years, dude. Like, if you take Brock Bowers off that team last year, not this year, his rookie year. Dude, that shit would have been like watching paint dry, dude, watching grass grow. And this year with Brock Bowers being injured, dude, that shit, interception, 3 and out, punt, interception, fumble. Like, god damn, bro. Like, that was the most putrid fucking offense I had ever seen, bro. You know,
shout out to Chip Kelly.
So,
yeah. And shout out to Westside. I see you in the building. Good to see you in the feed, my friend. Genty is the truth. Yeah, I believe that too. We were all, me, you, and Aunt, we were all on board with the pick of Genty. I believe you as well, Ben, when we selected him at the time. Yeah. So,
I mean, Genty had 1,000 yards rushing with no blocking at all.
Right.
No, 1,000 yards and got no blocking, dog.
I believe he was leading, if not one of the leaders, in the statistic of how many tackles he broke before the line of scrimmage. Trying to, you know what I'm saying?
He led the league in the running backs that were getting hit at or behind the line of scrimmage every fucking play, dude. Every play.
So it wasn't through lack of him trying and giving some effort, which is a lot more than I can say about all the other running backs we've had in the room. Zamir White, the next coming of what? Bo Jackson. Yeah. Rush for 1,600 yards. Just don't even get me started.
Genty is extremely special, dude.
Facts.
I think what Kubiak's what we're gonna see Kubiak do with him is something we haven't seen yet. I think people sleep on how good Genty is in the passing game. He's an extremely good catcher of the football. And you think Kenneth Walker lives in Seattle? Watch what Genty is about to do with Kubiak. So get your popcorn ready, folks. It's going to be a fun offense to watch. My man back here, y'all see him? That man right there on the wall and Genty are going to fucking tear the league up this year, bro. So get ready for it. The best duo you can have, bro. Running back, the linebackers start falling for that play action, bro. Yo, tight end wide open down the seam, bro. We got the best one in the game. So excited for it, bro.
I'll just read out this one real quick. Afakasi, should we trade on the 14th pick and get some more picks? Ideally, if we're trading lower, like if we can get like, the other teams first, maybe another second, and another pick, then okay, I'd be with it. But like, as it stands, I'm cool with taking BPA because we have holes everywhere. And just on that, like you were pointing at the picture of Brock Bowers, we were just touching up on Ash Genty. Well, at least that's somewhat of a positive. Is that the last few drafts we've at the very least nailed our first rounders. Okay, right. That's I want more of that moving forward. But it's not just what we do in the first round. It's the whole draft. Like, yeah, we can nail our first rounders, but if you're not finding guys like 2 or 3 other guys that are good starters or can be good starters in time by year 2 or year 3, whatever it may be, then you can't get by on these drafts. We're just finding one guy as a cornerstone of our team. Like I've highlighted before, look at our draft class from 2023 or even 2022. You know what I'm saying? Like how many of those guys are cornerstones of our team or even on our damn roster anymore? You know what I'm saying? And we had 15 picks? Like you can't have draft class like that. And last year's draft to me was very underwhelming. Granted, there was coaching issues and we still need to give them time. But like, I stand by what I said. Like you can't just find one guy from the draft. Like if you've got 11 picks as it stands now, we have the ammunition to find, not just nail it with our first rounders, but get some guys in the second round, the third round, the fourth round that are good players like Maxx Crosby was. We drafted him in the 4th. Like Hunter Renfrow, we drafted him in the 5th. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a list of more guys that I could name, but you get my point. It's not just about what you do in the first round, but across the board. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's unreasonable to expect it to nail every single draft pick, but man, what a game changing affair it would be if we can hit on 4 or 5 of these 11. Like that's not even 50%. That's not even averaging 500. Like we can nail 5 of them. Like I would be happy with that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the narrative is something like
there's one right there.
if you can get 3 starters out of a draft, it's typically called a successful draft. You know what I'm saying? And the Raiders have 11 shots to get a starter, and one of them's a lock. Mendoza, there's your one. So out of 10 fucking picks, dude, if we can't find 2 quality players out of 10 fucking picks, including the other one being a first round pick, I haven't really dug too much into 14, but I seen the comment about a linebacker. If Sonny Styles is there at 14, I'm taking Sonny Styles.
Facts.
And if not, I'm probably going wide receiver. I'm not in the camp of drafting offensive linemen in the first round.
Me neither.
There's just, unless it's like a generational type lineman, I'm pretty much out on linemen in the first round. Like I said this weeks ago, I think the Raiders need to take the 2014 route, spend all your money in free agency on your offensive line, draft your quarterback and get him some weapons that way, maybe get a receiver out of free agency or whatever. But like I said, bro, at the end of the day, bro, the Raiders are going to have a chance to build this shit and build it the right way. And like I said, I'm excited for it. So.
Yeah, for sure. I'm right there with you. I mean, look, if there's a blue chipper guy at offensive line at pick 14, then okay, I'd be with it. But if there's not, we've like I said, we've got holes everywhere. So BPA for me, I'm right there with you. Like, we've got the money, spend it. Go and get the top offensive lineman or 2 of the top offensive linemen. That Tyler Lindenbaum guy, go and get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not just sit on our asses and not spend the money that we have like we did last season and expect things to change. You know what I mean? Like, and use the money, use it wisely, and let's draft wisely too.
And to be honest, guys, like, I'm not gonna say our offensive line is good by any stretch of the imagination. I'll tell you one thing. Coaching gave our offensive line no shot last year, bro. At all.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all for upgrading the offensive line, but I think just getting Brennan Carroll's bum ass the fuck out that building
Facts.
Getting that new offensive line coach that we got that has 30 years of coaching experience, has won 4 Super Bowls as an offensive line coach. I think that alone is going to make us a lot bigger. So.
Big pause by Raider feet.
Fucking Raider feet.
But I'm right there with you, Ben. Like, I don't believe the offensive line had any business being as bad as they were. It was inexcusable to see the regression of the young talent that we drafted in 2024 the way we did. And guys like JPJ, and guys like I still believe DJ Glaze should and can be better. I believe he is the right tackle moving forward until if he shits the bed again, then okay, we got to make moves or whatever. If we make moves anyway, so be it. I'm all for whatever makes the offensive line better. But like, just to see the amount of regression from 2 guys who showed so much promise in their rookie years, like, it just made no sense to me until you see the noise that was coming out about the coaching and how this and that wasn't really going the way it should have been. So, like, I do believe there's already offensive line pieces there that we can build with if we can coach them up right. In JPJ, DJ Glaze, and Caleb Rogers is another one who showed promise. Charles Grant is to be seen, and Colt Miller if he comes back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is getting a little old in the tooth, and I keep saying we need to have a plan for life after Colton Miller, because that time might be now or that time might be near. It's near. It's not getting further and further away, but whether Grant's that guy or we need to draft somebody else to be that incumbent. But like with the offensive line, at least the last few years, we've tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've tried going that route. We've taken 4 in the last 2 classes. We've drafted 6 in the first 3 rounds in the last since 2021 with Alex Leatherwood, Dylan Parham. To go alongside the 4 guys we just drafted the last 2 years. If you want to go a little bit further than that, Colt Miller and Brendan Parker, those are 2 other guys we drafted in the first 3 rounds, which is why I'm so adamant. Like, I'm done with taking all these other routes. Like, let's just take a swing at quarterback, something we haven't done for the longest time. There's a guy there worthy to take. Just grab him. Just take him, build around him, do the best we can to give him the pieces that he can, and put him in the best position for him to succeed, and let the cards fall where they may. Just take the damn shot, for Christ's sake. Tired of waiting. Can't say that enough.
Facts. It's just ridiculous at this point because we just need that franchise player. You know what I mean? That's gonna be Mendoza. I just don't understand the hate for Mendoza. You know what I mean? Especially too, I guess his NFL comp is Joe Burrow, but it's not Joe Burrow's talent. I think it's just his mental aptitude to the game. He's one of the smartest players in college football too. You know, against Miami, he was going against 4 draft eligible defensive linemen, and 2 of the defensive linemen from Miami are going in the first round. Just goes to show you the talent he was going against that game in the national championship, and for him that one play he made, where I get goosebumps every time I see that, where he ran through literally that team to will his way to a touchdown, the game-winning touchdown, and to victory and to a national title. I mean, how many of those guys that he ran through are either first-round selections or are going to be drafted this year? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be something if we can get a quarterback that does that for us? I mean, when's the last time you've seen a quarterback make a play like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, Derek Carr sometimes may have done it a few times on his best days, but since him, like, and even before him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of the carousel. I'm done with it. Let's just take the shot. But
and the thing that trips me out, it makes no sense to me, was Raider fans are trying to say we need to go give Malik Willis $30 million or go give Kyler Murray $30 million. Well, how does that make sense to you guys? Like, seriously, we have a franchise quarterback that can be on a rookie deal for the next 5 years. You know how much of a help that is to build the team around him? For 5 years, you get that rookie quarterback on a rookie deal and shit. But yet you're over here going to throw $30 million on Malik Willis. What has he shown you in this league besides being Jordan Love's backup? You know what I mean? That makes you think he can be a franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? That's why some of you content creators that do Raider content creators, it just amazes me how anybody follows you or even have any support for the stupid shit that comes out of your mouth and shit. Because that is the most stupid shit on some real shit. You have a franchise quarterback that can be here for the next 10, 15 years, but you want to go throw $30 million on Malik Willis and trade the number 1 pick, which makes no sense to me.
Well, look, we've been shooting for about 50 minutes here. I I don't know. Is there anything else you want to discuss? Otherwise, I want to get to my final segment before we wrap things up.
I just want to say this. I don't know too much about college football, but Ja was talking about it last night in the chat, bro. Joe Burrow was a transfer to LSU, dude. And and motherfuckers were like, oh, well, Mendoza wasn't shit when he was at Cal. He had to go to another team to win. Joe Burrow wasn't shit before he went to LSU. The fuck? Joe Burrow was a number 1 overall pick, and he wasn't shit until he went to LSU and got put on a superstar team. So I'm tired of motherfuckers being like, oh, he went to Indiana to be on a smash. Shut the fuck up, dude. Just shut up, bro.
Let's just get our guy and get the ball rolling in the right direction. But
crazy.
Before we do sign off, I'm gonna give shout out to Raider Jeff who did this with you on one of his lives, and I thought it was a fun little segment, and I want to do the same thing because On Six hasn't really had a chance to be able to let the nation really get to know him per se. I know Raider Ben, you did this with Raider Jeff, where he asked you some quick fire questions, so we're going to do that on my side of the fence. So I'm going to give him credit because he's the one who I got the idea from. We're going to play a game of 11 questions. And you can give us a short or long takes, whatever it is. Both of you guys, I'll let Aunt Six go first, and then you can answer. I know you answered a few of them on Jeff's show, but I'd like for you to share it again. So
all right,
we'll fire away. I'm going to go to Aunt Six first. So how long have you been a fan for Aunt Six?
Well, me since 1998, you know what I mean? Charles Woodson's rookie year. So that's me. I've been a fan since then. So been a long time.
What about you?
I started watching the Raiders 2004. That's when I started. I watched the Super Bowl as not really a fan of the Raiders, but just watching the game. And then the following year, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to root for the fucking Raiders, dog. Even after they got embarrassed in the Super Bowl, I didn't give a fuck. And ever since then, I've been a Raider fan. So.
West Side since Marcus Allen 1983, the glory days where you were lucky enough to live through those. So I'm hoping I get to see those kind of days like once in my lifetime. I'll be happy. But we'll go to the next one. So what's your favorite Raider moment that you were a part of? Not going back, but just what was during your time as a fan? First thing that
man, the AFC Championship, when we went to the Super Bowl, just seeing Charlie Garner, Rich Gannon, and the boys holding that AFC Championship trophy, and then really hitting me that we were going into the Super Bowl, man. That was one of my favorite moments. Just realizing that, man, after all those years, just being a fan to this season, guys. Could you see the Hall of Famers that we had on that team? Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, Rich Gannon, Bill Romanowski, Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson. Man, just it always brings me to tears because that moment was so. Lincoln Kennedy just brings me to tears thinking of that moment, man, because that was so special. And just think that since that moment, we haven't been back or even had sniff. That's one of my favorite moments.
Sorry to take away from the series.
No, that's a good one.
That's a good one. I like this. We the people, Terrell Price, 91. Yeah, I was a part of that. I love that moment too. But what say you, Raider Ben? Go ahead.
If I had to say like a favorite moment, there's been a lot of moments I've enjoyed. Being a season ticket holder, that entire 2016 season in Oakland was a great, not just a single moment, but a great time to be alive. I'd probably have to say that motherfucking that game against Seattle where Josh Jacobs just completely destroyed Seattle, bro. And we saw a side of Josh Jacobs that we had never saw because we were all like, Josh Jacobs is good, but he don't have that breakaway speed. And I don't think I've ever I don't think I've ever been as excited. I think a lot of you guys have seen my play-by-play, dude. I was jumping for fucking joy when he ran away from the defense. So on the spot, I'd probably say that's probably the happiest game I was a part of. Because the Raiders went to the playoffs that year too. So, no, we weren't.
Right. That was a year after.
Yeah, that was a year after. My bad.
Well, this is about you two, but I'm just going to share mine real quick. Mine is actually going back to 2011. It was the week we lost the great Al Davis, our godfather.
Oh yeah,
that's a great moment too. Yeah, I remember that.
The week we played against the you don't forget it. Anybody who's a Raider fan will not forget that week.
Let's not forget there was like 10 defenders on the field too, and Al Davis.
I was just about to mention that.
Yeah, sorry.
So we went. No, that's cool. We went into Houston against at the time a white hot Houston Texans. Matt Schaub was at the top of his game. they had that. His name escapes me, but that defensive end who was like an all-world type player, as well as Andre Johnson, another all-world type player. They were a great team around that time.
They were.
But we played with fire.
Mario, the defensive end. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. He was a great player.
Yeah,
Mario Williams. Yeah, they were a stacked team at the time. So we went in there with as heavy underdogs, but we played with so much fire and passion in the belly, and to come away with the victory at the very last play of the game.
Fuck you, Aaron. I was about to say that.
Gary Kubiak was not.
Yeah, I was about to say everything comes full circle, dude, because Clint Kubiak's dad was the head coach of that team, dude.
Was he really?
Forgot,
oh wow.
Yeah, and you forgot to mention Arian Foster, bro, who's
Arian
one of the best
Foster
running backs in the game.
Right.
The running back that Gary Kubiak revolutionized the zone running scheme behind. So
to my point, they were a stacked team. But for the game to come down to the wire, and my camera's just bugged out, I'm going to have to fix that in a second, where it was the final play of the game. They were third and short on the goal line. The ball was snapped. Our stout defensive line at the time, forced him to scramble to his left. That was Lamar Houston, Tommy Kelly, and Richard Seymour right on his ass. Matt Shaw threw it up on a hope and a prayer, and there was who was it? It was Michael Huff who intercepted the ball on the last play of the game when we had 10 players on the field because of a personal change error. Yeah, that's the one, Raider Pete, the divine interception. It is a moment in time I never forgot. I remember it very vividly, and I'm not going to lie, and I'm not ashamed to admit this. I bawled my eyes out after the game. Like that was probably I've only had like a
really
few emotional moments as a Raider fan that has brought me to tears like that, and that was the first and probably the most that most tears I shed over Raider football was after that game. So that was for me was my favorite moment.
And on top of the only 10 guys being on defense, you remember the what was it, the seagull or the pigeon or something that was flying stride for stride with the special teams unit.
That wasn't that game though, was it?
I'm sure.
I don't believe it was.
Game. Well, maybe. Oh, okay, I may be wrong.
I think it was a few years before, but I know the moment you're talking about.
Yeah.
Can you shoot for a little bit, just while I situate my camera?
Yeah, go ahead. I think that was one of the great games. I mean, it still brings us to tears. Even just seeing remember the interception that Michael Huff had too, and not just that. Hugh who was our coach at that time? Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson giving that speech in the locker room after the game. You know, especially him getting that game ball and him saying, you guys don't know what that man meant to me or whatever. Yeah. Just a team embracing him was one of those great moments. You know what I mean? That always will go down. And then another great moment for me, I remember to this day when Derek Carr called that timeout against the Chargers when we went to the playoffs, man. Yeah. That was another great moment, man. It's just us waiting all those years to make the playoffs and just him having that little smirk on his face, looking at the ref and calling that timeout, man. Just seeing Daniel Carson go out there and kicking that field goal and just sending us to the playoffs, man. That was another great moment, man, just that we lived through, There's been a lot of great moments.
And what's crazy is that if they wouldn't have pulled that bullshit to charge the Raiders, I think the rumor had the Raiders were just going to let that bitch tie, dude.
Yeah.
The Raiders were going to let that bitch tie, and we would have both made the playoffs, but they wanted to act like they were cocky or something. And then the Raiders and Derek Carr was like, all right, well, fuck y'all then. Timeout. Fuck y'all then. Y'all want to play funny-ass games? Y'all ain't even going to get a chance.
Facts. Then Judge Bishop had that 23-yard run, and I got set up in the field goal range, and that was the end of that, man. But it is what it is.
Mic check. Is my microphone coming through my?
No, you're good, brother.
It's coming through my microphone, not my camera. All right, cool.
No, everything good.
All right. Well, we'll go to the next one real quick. All right. So good answers, by the way. What is your favorite offensive player or players during your time as a fan?
I mean, me personally, to this day, Rich Gannon. To this day, my favorite offensive player. You know what I mean? That's still, to this day, I still haven't seen nobody play the quarterback position the way he played it. You know what I mean? Just his command of the offense, his audibles, his communication with the wide receivers, just him. That's my favorite offensive player for the Raiders this year. You know what I mean? There's been other ones that I had love for, like Josh Jacobs, Tim Brown, Charlie Gardner. But if you would say my favorite, I only had to pick one, it would definitely be my boy Rich Gannon.
Good answer. Before you give your take, Ben, can I just read this comment out here? Because this is a good comment. Yeah, this is a good. I appreciate you sharing this, Greg. My first Raider game was with my grandpa at age 13 when Brett Favre's father died. Even though we lose spending time at the tailgates in the Bay was the best experience. Well, I appreciate you sharing that, man. I enjoy hearing people's early experiences or how they became fans in that. And salute to Welsh. I see you in the building. Go ahead, Ben. Give your answer.
So growing up, I'll give you a couple of them. Growing up, I didn't have a ton of favorite players. I've always been a fan of the running back position. That's why, when motherfuckers come on this bitch and they try to downplay the running game, you know what I'm saying? The Raiders don't never get a running back, right? Well, to get to the point, my favorite offensive player growing up was Darren McFadden. Every time he touched the football, it was like it's like this dude's gonna fucking score, dude, right now.
Yeah.
Bro, I'll throw a couple of them. Darren McFadden, Darren McFadden, Derek Carr pre-injury, Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, and now my glorious king, Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Good answers. Just real quickly on Darren McFadden, I agree with you wholeheartedly. He's actually the first jersey I ever bought and the first player that I learned to appreciate when I was getting to know the Raiders roster once they became my team. But it hurts me greatly that people choose to remember like the years where he wasn't as great because of the injuries and he just couldn't find his way back, even though he tried to, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't through lack of trying and we re-signing him hoping he could find his mojo again, but he just couldn't. But my argument to that is, again, like when I look at a body of work, when a Raider player career with the team is all said and done, I like to look back and say, okay, what did their best days look like? And when McFadden was at his best, that dude was one of, if not the most dangerous player in the league at the time. Yeah. This is a guy who over a year and a half stretch is one of only 3 running backs in our history that have averaged more than 5 yards per carry. That is elite of the elite numbers. Yeah. Not even the great Marcus Allen, not even Josh Jacobs in his record-breaking season did that. Darren McFadden did that. You know what I'm saying? So he is definitely and would be one of my answers, but this isn't about me. I wanted to make this about you, so we'll go to the next
and not to prolong the situation of the conversation, but Darren McFadden was one of the most special athletes to ever come out of college.
Facts.
Yeah. Coming out of Arkansas, dude. That motherfucker ran the ball, caught the ball, threw the ball. You guys remember that? Remember he threw a touchdown in the NFL. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Like you said, Afakasi, them injuries, bro, derailed what could have been a Hall of Fame career for Darren McFadden. Yeah. He was the most electric running back in the NFL that wasn't named Adrian Peterson. And in all honesty, if he would have stayed healthy, this may be a little bit of a stretch to some of y'all. I think he would have been a better running back than Adrian Peterson. He was extremely better catcher of the football. Facts. I think he was faster than he was. And motherfucking Adrian Peterson wasn't able to throw touchdowns. So
West Side, when I gave my my statistic, like I'm right there with you. I'm not going to say that Darren McFadden was greater as a whole than Marcus Allen. You can't say that. Marcus Allen's body of work was much longer, much better in the long term. I'm just saying for a season and a half, because that's a long stretch to be averaging over 5 yards per carry. You know what I'm saying? So while I agree, Marcus Allen is better and his sample size is better, just to be able to do that for a season and a half, those are elite numbers. And only 3 running backs in our history have been able to do that. The other 2 being Bo Jackson and Napoleon Kaufman might surprise you. He was able to do that for a season. So he's a guy I appreciate it. But we'll go to the next one.
Some players don't never average 5 yards a carry their entire career.
Dude, if you can average more than 4 yards per carry, that's good. If you can average more than 4.2, that is great. That you're putting yourself up there with the top 5 in the league. If you're getting a sustainable amount of carries, if you go beyond that, like 4.3, 4.5, whatever, those numbers put you in the elite company. To go at 5, that's almost all time great. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we'll go to the next one. Defensive side of the ball. Who's your favorite defensive player?
I mean, there's been a couple, but my favorite one is Charles Woodson. But you know what I mean? There's been Derek Burgess. There's been Kurt Morrison. Shout out to my boy Stu. You know what I mean? There's been a couple, even Warren Sapp. A lot of people hate Warren Sapp when he was the Raiders, but I got love from my boy Warren Sapp. Him coming from the U. You know what I mean? There's been Philip Buchanan as well, another player from the U. You know what I mean? It's been a lot, but my favorite all-time Raider, if I had to pick one, would be definitely Charles Woodson.
Okay, I got you.
This is easy for me. This is easy for me. I love Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson was before my time when I started watching Raiders.
Before you shoot, my answer is going to be the same, Bentho. Yeah. My answer would be the same.
Khalil Mack.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not Pro Bowler, not Pro Bowler, Circus Raider. All Pro. Pro Bowlers don't mean shit. Pro Bowl don't mean shit. That's a popularity contest. The only player in NFL history to be an All Pro at 2 different positions in the same season.
Ridiculous.
Like for me with Khalil Mack and this, like I go by what my eyes saw, and my eyes saw nothing but destruction when he was on the field, and he was doing it with very little to no support from the rest of the defensive group. I mean, he had Bruce Irvin for a minute, but who else did he have? You know what I mean? Like Denico Autry was okay, but like those defensive units were pretty shoddy to say the least. But Khalil Mack, during his time with the Raiders, 4 seasons, a 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, and All-Pro at 2 different positions. No other player has done that in the history. Defensive player now of the league. Only one other Raider has done that in our history. Not even Charles Woodson or Howie Long or Greg Townsend won that award. The only other player to win that was Lester Hayes. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, the sample size was small, unfortunately, because of the trade. We all know what happened. But I don't throw this word out lightly, and I reserve it for the elite of the elite company of the likes of Charles Woodson, but I would put Khalil Mack in there as being a generational talent, and it really hurt my soul the day that we lost Khalil Mack. But on the bright side, it kind of made me feel a little bit better about losing Maxx Crosby, right? Because if I could survive that, Maxx Crosby hurt, but not that much, not even close. And salute to you, Chewy. I appreciate you.
Walking gold jacket for sure with Khalil Mack.
Facts.
And said, bro, I'm not gonna keep kicking at Maxx Crosby, dude. But Maxx Crosby, I hate to tell you this, dog, you'll never make the Hall of Fame. And if you do, you'll have to be honored about 10 times before you make it, because you're just not that good. But walking gold jacket, and possible, depending how he closes out his career, could be a first ballot Hall of Famer in Khalil Mack. So
facts.
Yeah, I don't doubt it at all. And I like your answers. Like, unfortunately, and this with you as well, Westside. Like, our answers would be different to your answers because you guys were fans for a lot longer than what we were. And my criteria is
favorite, bro.
My criteria was your favorite player during your time as a fan that you were able to watch live on the TV or at a game, whatever. But these are good answers from you. I appreciate you. There's so many great Raiders, but unfortunately, the great Raiders that have come during our time as fans have been few and far between, right? And I'm hoping that changes soon.
Yeah, Jack Tatum by far is my favorite defensive player of all time. But like I said, I really only include players that I got to see. That's why I didn't mention Charles Woodson.
That's why, the criteria was during your time. But we'll move on to the next one. This was going to be an interesting one. Your favorite special teamer? I thought I'd throw that in there real quick.
Oh, what is it? Like my kicker and punter would be Sebastian Janikowski and Shane Lechner, but my kick returner, Jacoby Ford.
Hell yeah. I was waiting for that answer. What about you, Bentham?
John Kondo.
Oh, yeah, that's my holder. Yeah.
Nah, I'm trolling, dog.
I appreciate John Kondo.
I
fuck with John Kondo. He's one of the.
He won you some points on that Raiders of Fortune shows we were doing.
Yes. I'd have to say special teamer either Jacoby Ford or Johnny Lee Higgins, bro. Motherfuckers tend to forget about how good Johnny Lee Higgins was, dog.
Oh, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Before he got, obviously he kept getting fucking rocked. You know what I'm saying? But didn't he have a stretch there where he almost broke the record for most games in a row, punt return touchdowns or some shit like that?
Yeah, he was
I have to say, and this is no disrespect to I love Janikowski and Lechler and all those guys, but I'm just going to talk about returners. I'm either Johnny Lee and Johnny Lee Higgins and fucking Jacoby Ford for sure.
No, I'll fuck with that answer. Like Lee Higgins, it's funny when you listen to Stu talk about Lee Higgins, like he wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but the guy had athleticism for days. Especially as you highlighted on punt returns specifically. When it came to kick returns, that was Jacoby Ford's domain, and I'm still waiting for the day we get somebody who's even half the returner that Jacoby Ford was a kick return specifically. You know what I'm saying?
Fingers crossed for Rashid.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, right.
Give me that's one guy that is on my must-have free agents, bro. Is Rashid Shaheed. I know him and fucking Trey Tucker have a lot of the same mold in terms of how their game is resembled, but you can never have enough speed at receiver, and on top of the fact the dude's an all-pro kick returner.
Facts.
You're getting an all-pro kick returner. You're going to get a wide receiver that already has familiarity with the system. Yeah, Rashid Shaheed is the Raiders have to get him, bro. They have
Pay
to
him.
get him. I think it makes a lot of sense for him to come here because he followed Kubiak from the Saints to the Seahawks because he wanted to play for Kubiak, and I expect him to do the same again.
I got love for Marquette King. He had a lot of fun times.
Oh
with us.
yeah,
and AJ Cole, Daniel Carlson. Yeah.
Bro, remember we were beating Denver so bad he punted the ball and started doing the Von Miller Bronco shit.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, he's trolling, bro. This motherfucker's trolling. That shit was. Marquette King, great times.
The fake punt as well, and I think it was against the Ravens where he got flagged and he did a.
He threw the flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was flagging. I don't know. I don't know what happened with him and John Gruden behind the scenes, dude. But yeah, I liked Marquette King for sure.
No, it was
I liked his good days as a Raider, and he was a good Raider while he was here. So
yes,
I want to give him his flowers. AJ Cole's a good answer. You can't forget about Leckler and Janikowski, but Jacoby Ford, like that would be my all-time great. I just wish we had. Well, John Condo. Look, John Condo's a forgotten name. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with John Condo. I fuck with him too. We'll go to the next one. We only got a few more left. Well, this could segue into the next one since we're talking about John Condo. Who's your low-key legends that you like? Not necessarily the best players, not necessarily the guys who lit it up statistically, but a guy or guys who had a special place in your heart because they're a fan favorite of yours. And I'll just scroll back up because I think We the People gave a name, David Amerson. Like, he's a guy who I fucked with for a while until he fell off, per se. But, during his good years with us, we picked him up for nothing. He had some good years, and I thought he was going to be the incumbent that we'd been looking for since the days of Nnamdi Asomugha, but in the end, it didn't pan out. But he had some good years. But anyways,
Alec M stole one of mine. Alec M stole one of mine. Michael Bush.
I mean, if I had to, Michael Rivera, you know what I mean? Shout out to him.
Rivera was really good.
Thomas Howard, Matt Shaughnessy. If you know, I mean, the defensive man. It's been a lot of low-key good players.
Lamar Houston. I was a huge fan of Lamar Houston.
Lamar Houston as well. My boy Doug Jolly used to wear no gloves or anything. Used to be barehanded out there as a tight end. Love that guy. Shout out to him too, you know what I mean? This has been a lot. You know what I mean? Wheatley, Zach Crockett, you know what I mean? It's been a lot of guys, man, throughout the years, man. I can keep going and going.
There's a lot of sneaky good guys.
I collect Raider jerseys, and they're not always the best players on the teams, you know what I mean? And the mirrors, you know what I mean? There's been a lot, but most of the jerseys I have are players that are low key. You know what I mean? They're not the best players, but they're worth.
Not the best, but
Carl Joseph. I fucked with Carl Joseph.
Carl
Joseph. A lot of Raider fans didn't like Carl Joseph.
Carl Joseph was good.
Terrell Pryor, C.O. Moore, two of mine.
Put some respect on Latavius Murray's name. Shout out to my boy
T-Train.
T-Train, man. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Still got it.
I knew that was going to be one of your answers with the people. Mario, I think you're talking about Mario Edwards.
Yeah, Mario Edwards.
He's a big Mario Edwards mark with the people. And Danico Autry. Yeah, I can do that.
I was going to say, Brian Edwards was super underwhelming, dude. He was supposed to be good when we drafted him. He was dog shit, bro.
Are you talking? Wait, can you confirm? I'm pretty sure you meant Mario because we spent a few times debating the fact of Mario Edwards. Are you actually talking about Brian Edwards, wide receiver? Or are you talking about Mario? I believe he's talking about Mario. Yeah, Mario Edwards. I thought so. But I'll give you. I know this is about you guys, but I'll give you one name that'll escape everyone. And I know if Westside's still in the chat, he was just like, huh? When I admitted to, I fuck with this guy. He's one of my low key legends. Jeff George, and I'll give you my reasons why. Yes, the season he was our quarterback was in '97, where we only won 3 games, but. When I was watching the games, because I bended that season when I was going back during the offseason watching Raider football, and I was watching him throwing the ball and making some of those passes he made. I'm like, wow, this guy's are my eyes deceiving me? Like, he's actually, from a throwing standpoint, really good. And then I looked at the statistics at the end of the year. Get this. He threw more touchdowns and less interceptions than Rich Gannon's MVP season. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy I learned to appreciate. And Jeffrey Hostetler from the 90s as well. He's another guy I appreciate. Kaufman's another name, but I could throw out a lot of names, but this isn't about me. It's about you.
Yeah, I mean, we could add that entire 2014 offensive line as low-key legends, dude.
Yeah.
Or 2016, right. I should say.
2016. Yeah.
Colecchio Simile, Donald Penn, Rodney
Hudson.
Guys, bro, those dudes were all legends, dog. For at least
you're missing one guy who would be the lowest key legend, but I know you.
Howard.
Yeah, I know you appreciate him, Austin Howard. Right.
Hey,
Rod
Rod
Streeter.
Streeter,
I fuck with Rod Streeter.
Rod, for some of y'all, little shit for a little nugget, man. Rod Streeter caught Derek Carr's first touchdown in the NFL. I don't know if you guys remember that against the Jets.
He did. That's right.
It was from Rod Streeter. He caught that shit and toe tapped up the sideline, scored.
Sierra Moore, the best linebacker we drafted since him. All the other line, yeah, absolutely. I don't consider Khalil Mack to be. I consider him more to be a defensive end. So I'm in agreement with you there, like a linebacker that actually did some things for a little while, and I loved his energy and his juice.
Facts.
Pause, big pause. They nicknamed him the Juice. Well, yeah, for his celebrations, and like one of my favorite memories was I remember one of his first preseason games when he got a sack against Tony Romo, and then he got up and he was doing the wave, and the camera was panning behind him, and you could see the whole black hole like doing it with him, and the people on the bench. That's a good memory of mine, and I fuck with Sam Moore at linebacker, not a defensive tackle like that numpty thought he was. Bush Raider.
Oh yeah, defensive tackle is crazy, dude.
Yeah,
moron. That play with Carr and Streeter is what got me to start paying attention to football. Okay, that's what's up. All right, we'll go to the next one. We've only got a few more left. Favorite draft memory?
Good or bad?
Well, it's supposed to be a favorite, so it's supposed to be good. So I'll start with you.
I guess you got a point there.
I mean, me would be definitely seeing Charles Woodson getting drafted. I mean, that was one of my first drafts that that I actually sat down and watched, and just seeing him. Because the thing is, I started watching college football around that time, and just seeing him, Randy Moss, Peyton Manning, were all in the fight for the Heisman that year, and to end up him winning it. You know what I mean? Just the first defensive player ever to do it. And then for him to go to the Raiders and I remember him holding that jersey across the stage with his draft hat to this day. And it's just one of those special moments because going on to this day, he's my favorite defensive player. And then, you know what I mean? Just that's my favorite draft moment, just seeing him. But just been other ones as well. When Derek Carr got drafted, when Khalil Mack got drafted, man, that draft class was just special, man, when we drafted both of them in the same draft. But there's been a lot.
How old were you at the time?
When I think I was born, I think it was like 12, 13, 14, somewhere around that age. I think it was like, because it was 98.
All right. So I did ask favorite. I'll get you in a second, Ben, but we'll ask the question. What's been your worst draft memory on? And I know what your answer is going to be, Panther, but we'll get to you in a second.
That's why I said for good or bad reasons, because I do have a favorite bad reason.
But sure. let's let Obs first, and I'll let you shoot away.
No, I want to hear Ben's. Go ahead, Ben.
No. I want to hear your answer
you
first.
Got your favorite. Now let's do your most hated.
I mean, I don't know. That's a hard one, bro, because I don't even know off the top of the head. There's been a lot. I mean, the one that really scratches
the fact that we didn't get Cam Ward.
Well, that was my fault because I ordered my jersey before we had number one pick.
I know, I'm trolling.
But to be honest with you, I don't know, man. I think looking back at it, I don't even know, because I would say Jamarcus Russell, but at the time he was a number one quarterback, and then not after that stuff happened. But I don't know, bro. That's a good question. I have to think about that. I need a minute to think about it.
I remember that reaction. Watching Clee, and then the dude. Remember that dude with the cap? And he's like, "What?"
Actually, never mind. That Clee Farrell, definitely, because I have that on my Instagram to this day. Number four.
That's right. You do. You do. I actually shot a video privately, and shout out to you, Dub. I see you in the building, as well as
what's up, Dub Raider?
Dan, the Raider fan. Sorry, Ben. I will get to you just to see me out. So, when we drafted Clee Farrell, I actually shot it privately. I didn't share it until years later. My reaction, and I was the same. I was just like, oh no, and it turned out he was a spot guy. Again, you don't draft spot guys in the first round. Like, you draft there to get cornerstones of your team, and it just wasn't. but yeah, my least favorite would be Alex Leatherwood. Yeah, I actually did a live reaction. My first live reaction, I posted on YouTube, and it turned out to be worse than what I expected. My favorite, real quickly, would be the drafting of Khalil Mack. I remember where I was at the time. I was on holiday in Bali. I put all my plans aside because I said, nope, everyone leave me alone, because I was there with friends. I want to watch the draft. And when we selected him, because I'd paid attention to what he was doing in college, it was happy days for me, and the rest was history. But we're going to move on to Raider Ben's. Let's go to the positive side first, Ben. Let's
Okay.
go. What's your favorite draft memory that's on the positive side of the coin? And then you can shoot away with your links.
I know for a fact. I know for a fact Circus knows this answer. My favorite draft moment in the history of me being a team, dude, I loved when we drafted Khalil Mack, was when we drafted Brock Bowers, dude. Yeah. I did not see, I don't think anybody in the NFL seen Brock Bowers getting out of the top 10. On top of the fact that I don't watch a ton of college football, but I'm from Georgia. I like Georgia. I seen what he did. He was a huge part of what Georgia did in 2 national title runs. So yeah, bro, to see him transition from my favorite college football team to my favorite NFL team, on top of hearing everybody say the Raiders should have drafted a tight end, on top of that, because for whatever reason, tight ends don't have no fucking value when they're record-breaking coming out of college, whatever. So yeah, by far, Brock Bowers for sure.
Before you do move to your least favorite memory, I just want to build up on that, like, because I'm guilty of it myself, not as much as what a lot of other people were on many different panels were not quite. They were more ill-informed of just how good of a prospect Brock Bowers was. I was one of them. There was only 2 people at the time who I know were loudly, happy with the said pick and were advocating for it. One was yourself, and another was Westside. He was the only other guy who I heard making any noise about Brock Bowers before the selection. So salute to you 2 guys, because many of us, including myself, were guilty about being ill-informed of just how good Brock Bowers is. And that's a good answer, but we're going to go to the other side of the coin, and this is going to be a good one. Go ahead, Raider Ben. Your worst draft memory.
Let's let the video do the talking.
Oh shit! Hang on. All right, give me a moment. I'll
for you guys that ain't seen this, you're gonna get a Luke kick out of this, dude. I don't need to talk about it. It's on camera. My worst moment as a Raider fan in draft fucking history, dude. And there's been a lot of them, but this one by far takes the cake, dude.
Oh boy. I better take the question. It's not favorite. This is least favorite.
Las Vegas Raiders select Tyree Wilson.
Just wait for it, chat. Hey, chat. So this is the why, like, whenever I do draft reactions with other people, this is the reason why I put everything on mute, because I know people are ahead of me, and I want you guys to get my genuine reaction. So right now, I'm in the middle right there. I don't know who the fuck we took yet, but I can tell from the excitement on the panel that the Raiders probably fucked this up. I hate to say that, but just the excitement on the panel tells me we probably just fucked this up. And that's no disrespect to anybody on the panel. It's just that the Raiders always fuck it up. So let's continue.
Let's go! Let's go, D-Line, baby!
You'll hear the commissioner coming out of my mic.
Yeah! Let's go, baby! I like it.
Look, I take my earpiece out because I don't want to hear him. Here we go.
Let's go!
I already knew we fucked it up.
Let's go, big fella. Hey, come on, baby.
No, dog, no, fucking Tyree Wilson.
Look at the big fella.
The Raiders did it to me again, bro. The Raiders did it to me again, dog. I'm pissed, bro.
What you want to
Jalen Carter on the board, Christian Gonzalez on the board. You take Tyree, bro. I know.
We should have took Christian Gonzalez.
We don't have a need for D'Lo, and I love you, dog, but who's crazy now? Defensive end, bro. That's a waste of a pick, dog. I'm positive, dog. As long as Chandler Jones is there, he's got 19 million reasons why he ain't coming off the football field. This is a wasted draft pick, dog.
That's not what
wow.
That's not
my fucking God, bro.
means a lot, bro.
Wow.
This means a lot, Dirty.
Fucking wow, bro. All right, you guys have a great night, man. I'm out, bro. I'm pissed off. Have a great one, yo. Peace. So if that didn't sum it up for you guys, my hated draft pick of all time was Tyree Wilson. I've almost cried when we took him. I literally almost shedded a tear when we took that fucking bum, dude.
I'm gonna be honest, like I was guilty myself of being happy at the time because I was sold on the dream, but yeah, those dreams sure faded away real quick when, you know, it's like I keep saying, you don't draft in the first round to get a rotational guy or a guy who's good in spots. You need to find yourself a guy who's going to be a cornerstone of the team. It's the end of year 3 with Tyree Wilson, and he's still not starting, let alone a cornerstone of your defense. You know what I'm saying? It's not too late. We still have 1 year left of his rookie contract, but for Christ's sakes, like it's not even come close. The same thing I could say about Khalif Farrell. You know what I mean? So one of many draft memories that are memorable for the wrong reasons, right?
And mind you, before we move on, dude, I wasn't a big fan of Tyree Wilson. It wasn't really because he wasn't great in college. It was just because this, if you guys remember, this was before the Chandler Jones crash out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the Raiders had just gave Chandler Jones a lot of money. And Maxx Crosby was making a lot of money. Why in the fuck, when you have a bigger need, an interior defensive line and in your secondary, dude, you draft a defensive end that isn't even going to get on the field, bro, because the other motherfuckers in front of him are making too much money. So you drafted a rotational pass rusher right there, dude. They drafted a rotational pass rusher the moment they drafted Tyree Wilson. And he will never be nothing more than a rotational pass rusher, dude. That's all he is. At best, is a rotational pass rusher. Is he a starter? Yes. You want to know why he's a starter? Because he's on the fucking Raiders. Any other fucking team, he probably would have been cut, or he'd probably be a practice squad player, bro. And I love you, We the People, but you cannot sit here and try to tell me that Jalen Carter and Tyree Wilson are the same player, dog. We cannot. I love you, We the People, but we ain't doing that. But I love the fact that We the People has always stood on his 10 toes. He always stood the fact that Jalen Carter is overrated, and I appreciate that. But I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
I will agree on that one though. He was an epic fucker. Apart from that one game where he won the game for us with that final play of the game, intercepting who was it, the pass to Jacoby Meyers, and then taking it to the house. That was the one memory of Chandler that at least we have that, but everything else about the signing of Chandler Jones is just another epic.
Well, Chandler Jones' brother is John Bones Jones, the UFC, and if you know anything about John Bones Jones, he's a fucking cokehead, dude. So he probably fucking dipped into his brother's fucking bag of cocaine, dude, and went on a fucking epic rant for like 3 days. Get the fuck out. Because I don't know what was on his mind when he was doing that dumb shit.
I'll go to the next one. We're being a Debbie Downer again. On 6. What's your worst Raider memory?
No doubt about it. Our loss in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers. Worst Raider memory to this day brings me to tears. I just remember seeing Tim Brown and Jerry Rice standing next to each other on the sideline. Rich Gannon with his crying on the bench, and then just thinking to myself, "Oh, we'll be back next year." We haven't been back since. It just breaks my heart. Especially all the Hall of Famers, and just thinking, "Oh, we'll be back. We'll be back next year. Never be back." It just bugs my heart. That was the last time we seen a lot of great players on that team, man. We lost John Gruden. I don't want to get into it. It just brings all that.
There's many. There is so many.
That one just to this day, but that's the really one that Super lost.
Yep. There's a lot of shoulda, couldas, but we didn't. But anyway, you go ahead.
My worst Raider memory, dude, and I was in there to witness it, is when Derek Carr broke his leg on Christmas Eve.
Oh, that too, dog. Oh man,
by far. Because I get what you're saying. Like I wasn't really watching the Raiders back then.
This is during your time, so that's a good answer.
Yeah, so like the way the Raiders season was going, it's like, bro, the Raiders may do it this year, bro. Like I didn't think we were a Super Bowl team, but I thought we could make some noise in the playoffs.
Facts.
Just for it to end the way it ended, bro. Just like it ended in the most Raider way possible, dude. It really did, dog. Like we would be the team that would finally get it right and get a good quarterback, and the NFL just sweep the rug out from underneath us, dude, like that, dog. Like it was that. Like I said, I was at that game, bro. Here, look, I was at that game, bro. That atmosphere of that game went from the atmosphere of like the biggest concert you've ever been at, you know what I'm saying? Like Woodstock type vibes, to the atmosphere of a funeral, dude, at the drop of a dime. And look, bro, and there's my receipt right here, bro. You see the date on that? You see the date on that picture? That's me and my daughter. Look at young Binther right there, man. Look at the December 24th, 2016. That was my oldest daughter's first game, dude. And look at that, bro. Receipts on that motherfucker. 12:57 right before kickoff. And Derek Carr broke his fucking leg. I was heartbroken.
I remember watching that on the TV.
I'm not gonna lie, I cried.
And you're right, like, because I remember watching that game on the TV. We were beating the brakes off. Who was it? Was it the Colts or the
and Andrew Luck?
Okay. We were beating the brake. We were marching to the playoffs. We were having a dream of a season. Like, it was just like week in, week out.
The Coliseum was having a great time.
I wasn't used to it. And I was watching the scenes of the Coliseum. Everyone was happy, dancing, loud, chanting. Like, these are just moments that we get few and far between for the longest time. And it's just throughout the course of that season, I was just waiting for someone to. It's like a balloon being blown up. You know what I mean? And I was waiting for the needle to come and just go. Psh, and sure enough, it came at that moment when the tackle was made. And then I'll never forget the look on Derek Carr's face when he rolled over and he's like shaking his head saying it's broke. And the collective from the crowd and just the rest of the game, even though we won, we were winning throughout the course of the rest of the game, it was like you could hear a pin drop. Everybody knew that was it. We were done.
As soon as the cart came out for Carr, the Coliseum empty, dude. Like, they didn't even wait for the game to be over. The cart came out. They seen Derek Carr on the cart. Half the Coliseum walked out the fucking door. And shame
you say
on
you're on the
Raider fans. Huh?
Sorry, no, you finish. Go ahead.
And shame on some of you Raider fans, bro. I love y'all. Y'all know we all family and shit. But there was motherfucking Raider fans that were like, "Oh, it's okay. We got Matt McGloin, dude." I was like, "Okay, it's time for me to leave this stadium, dude. It's time for. All right, I love y'all boys, but it's time to go. Y'all just said we have a chance with Matt McGloin. I'm out." I was like that SpongeBob meme, you know. I said, "All right, I'm gonna head out."
we didn't even have a Matt McGloin for that playoff game. It was friggin' a rookie Connor Cook.
Matt McGloin took one snap against Denver and got smashed. And was out. One snap. Snap. Matt McGloin had that one game against the Texans with Michael Rivera. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, Matt McGloin was a deer in the headlights, dude. His entire career with the Raiders, dog. A deer in the fucking headlights. That motherfucker, as soon as he snapped the ball, he started panicking. Dog. Oh shit. The
preseason champ against the Threes, but when it came to the, taking the reins at quarterback as a starter, like, he had one or two good games and that was it. Just another quarterback that didn't work out. But I remember that one vividly. I'll give you two quick answers before we move on. One being who was it that mentioned it? I think it was Circus, the Khalil Mack trade.
I'm with you, Jerry.
I remember exactly where I was, what I was doing. 2018, I was working night shift on a mine site. I was in between work, so I went to the gym on my if you want to call it that, lunch break at like freaking 2 a.m. in the morning. When in between sets, I go on my phone. There's the news. Khalil Mack traded. I was heartbroken. Like, that hurt my soul. I felt like I would if someone had just died. Like, I love, and I still do love Khalil Mack. It's not no hidden secret. He's one of my favorite players of all time. But to lose, like I said, a generational talent and the prime of his career, when we are so void on talent, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You do not trade away talent like that. You keep them in the door by whatever means necessary, because that's all Khalil Mack wanted, was to be paid what he was worth, and he rightfully deserved.
Yep,
facts.
And I'll preach this to the cows come home, dude. I'm not gonna say Derek Carr didn't deserve his money, but if Derek Carr deserved his money, Max sure in the fuck deserved his motherfucking money.
You know
what I'm saying? Facts. And yeah, I that's the thing, Afakasi. The Raiders were in Oakland. We all know before Mark Davis went to Vegas, the Raiders were broke, dude. We were the poorest franchise in the NFL. I just don't think that Mark Davis had the guarantees for Khalil, and he gave it all to Derek. You know what I mean? And if I will say this: if the Raiders were in Vegas when that happened, I think Max stays, because I think the Raiders find a way to pay him. You know what I mean? Because we have money. But yeah, that just wasn't going to happen, bro. We were in a shit ass city, no money, shit stadium. So it is what it is.
Right, but I still stand by what I said. Like, you find a way. I don't care. I'm not good when it comes to like knowing the team's finance or whatever. find a friggin' way to get it done, or at least try your due diligence. You do not let talent like that out the door. I don't care how many draft picks somebody is willing to give to a player of that caliber in the prime of his career. That's what makes it different to the Maxx trade right now, is that Khalil Mack was in his prime.
Yep.
Still on his rookie contract. And we let him out the door.
I was coming off a all-pro defensive player of the year season.
Right. My other one, just real quickly. Sorry.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
I was just going to mention my other one, which goes under the radar a little bit, but it's just for me personally because it was during my early days as a Raider fan. 2011, still to this day, is one of the funnest years for me as a Raider fan. A year that I hold dear to my heart, being that it was one of my early years as well as it was a fun year. We had a fun roster. We weren't the best team, but it was a fun time. When we missed out on the playoffs that season because we fumbled the bag and lost that game against Detroit Lions when we had no business just losing that game when we were winning. And then on a 3rd and long, we let friggin' Rolando McClain cover friggin' Calvin mother friggin' Johnson one-on-one deep. And then he would catch it and they would go on to score a touchdown, would be the game winning score. You know what I'm saying? And would take us out the playoffs because all we had to do was win the next week and we didn't. We got blown out of the water. I was heartbroken that season, not making the playoffs. So that for me is another answer. But anyways, we'll move on. So enough of the Debbie Downers. Let's move on to the positives. On 6, and I appreciate your answers, guys, and I appreciate your time. I thought this would be a fun way to end the stream.
No doubt.
Your first Raider jersey on 6.
I believe my first. I believe a Charles Woodson jersey. I believe it was a Charles Woodson jersey that my mom had got me when I was younger. That was my first jersey. But the first jersey that I actually bought was my own money. I believe it was when we signed Warren Sapp to the Raiders, and I got that Warren Sapp 99 jersey. I think that was my first jersey I actually bought for myself. But my first jersey, was my Charles Woodson jersey.
Just real quick, my first jersey was a McFadden Reebok jersey.
Oh, nice.
2010, I believe I bought that. Go ahead, Ben.
My first jersey that I ever had was Terrell Pryor's number 2. My girl bought it for me. But then once I was financially stable and I had got a job, because I was real young when we had Terrell Pryor, but I was like fucking 18 or 17 or some shit. Well, anyways, once I got old enough, my first jersey I ever bought was Derek Carr. I bought a Derek Carr jersey in 2014 when we drafted him. After a few games, I'm like, I already know this dude's going to be the franchise quarterback, so I'm going to buy his jersey. And so Derek Carr was my first jersey I ever bought with my own money.
I'm still chasing one of those, West Side. He's a guy I learned to appreciate. And salute to Alec. Cam Wembley was a fan of favorite. He would be another. I would add to that Loki legend. I love Cam Wembley.
Yeah, he was
I love that guy. He was a monster. He's a guy that gets forgotten.
He was a 3-4 outside linebacker, dude, and he was really good at
a true 3-4. Even though we were a 4-3 personnel at the time, he did his thing, and he's someone that I definitely appreciated.
Sure, we can use it now.
I was the only person you ever met that had a marquee. Hey, I had one too. I had one Color Rush. I did have a Marquette King jersey once upon a time. And
Jerry, I didn't want to say my second jersey, but yes, my first 2 jerseys I ever bought was Derek Carr 1 and Khalil Mack number 2, and I still have my Khalil Mack, the first white jersey, because I've always had black jerseys. I was never a big fan of the white jerseys. The first white jersey I ever bought was Khalil Mack's jersey, and it's still hanging up in my garage to this day. So
just on this one here, shout out to you, James. If you go on eBay, because I spend quite a bit of time going on eBay trying to find some gems, some good condition Reeboks, because I have a place in my heart for the Reebok jerseys.
Yeah.
If you go on eBay and you look up the Reeboks, I'd say the Randy Moss jersey is one of the ones that you can find the most of in good condition. But
because a lot of Raider fans, they don't like Randy Moss, including myself. Randy Moss can go fuck himself, dude. If I had that jersey, I'd definitely be trying to sell that motherfucker too. Fuck him.
But just before I move real quickly, you mentioned Terrell Pryor. So going back to 2012, Terrell Pryor is one of my low-key guys that I love. I still love. He was like a car accident. You just couldn't take your eyes off. You didn't know what was going to happen. It was always an exciting time for better and for worse. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so back in 2012, he was a guy I thought, I had a place in my heart for. So I went to get his jersey, and I went to the site that I thought was the official Raider image at the time. And I bought it for what I thought was a good deal. And then upon further research, I was like, oh, shit, I got swindled. It's a bootleg site, right? So get this. Hang on. Let me get there. Right. So I bought. I was like, oh, whatever. I'll rock with it. But my girlfriend at the time, her father was going to the States, and he went out and bought me a jersey. And my girlfriend, she told him that one of the guys that I liked was Terrell Pryor. So he went out and bought me an official Terrell Pryor jersey. So I had 2 of them, right? And this is before he changed his number to number 2. It was a number 6. I still got it in my closet to this day. So I was able to compare the 2, and get this, I actually preferred the bootleg one. It was that good. Can you believe that? And it's still in my closet. I wear it to this day. So sometimes you can get a good bootleg and it can last you a long time, right?
Bro, I've put a lot of people up on DH Gate. Check this out, bro. My whole bootleg story, right? You want to know why I buy a bunch of bootleg jerseys? For the same reason why we just got rid of Maxx Crosby, dog. I don't give a fuck about Maxx Crosby. The point I'm trying to make is players don't last long here. So why the fuck am I about to go spend $300 on a jersey for a motherfucker that's probably only going to be here for like a couple of years? Fuck that, bro. I'll go spend $20, buy me a bootleg shit. If that motherfucker leaves in 2 years, I can throw that bitch in the garbage and I won't even give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? Well, speaking about all these official jerseys and shit of players that like don't even play here anymore, I'd be pissed. Motherfuckers bought fucking Khalil Mack jerseys and, you feel me, Derek Carr joints and Devontae Adams.
Hey, I feel a little attacked by that because I actually bought a Khalil Mack jersey, or rebought a Khalil Mack jersey 2 seasons ago.
Oh, you rebought
I still rock
one?
it to this. Yes, I did, and
No
I don't make no apologies for it.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's the reason why, like, I don't want to buy a bunch of real jerseys, because even though Khalil Mack was a great player, we don't never keep players long, do we? Always let them walk.
Well, I'm right there with you. I cannot wear player jerseys if they leave and they're still playing for other teams. Khalil Mack is the only exception I will make, only because for me, he is one of maybe 2 guys who, when their careers are done, can be considered to be all-time great. And Khalil Mack has earned that for me personally. So that's why I have no problem. I will rock that at the gym. I've rocked that out and about, but you know, it is what it is. But we'll move along to this one. So how many jerseys do you own? And I'll start with you on 6. And what would be your favorite?
Oh, man. Oh, I don't even know how many jerseys.
This motherfucker's got more than he can count. He's a connoisseur of jerseys.
I don't know how many jerseys I have. I literally don't know, guys. But my favorite jerseys will be all my Reebok jerseys from Super Bowl 37. I have a couple from Rich Gannon, Tim Brown and stuff with the original tags on there and everything. And I also have a couple original Reebok Rich Gannon jerseys with the original tags on them as well. You know what I mean? So if I had to, it would be some of my original Reebok jerseys collection.
I probably have like 25 jerseys, bro. And my favorite jersey is my Jack Tatum jersey.
That's what's up. Is that a Mitchell and Ness?
Yeah, Mitchell and Ness, Jack Tatum. Yeah. That's
what's up. So like with the, and just to that comment there, if you can find a good bootleg source, then it's a good way to get a jersey on the cheap, especially with the reasons highlighted with current players and that. But if you can afford the real thing, like what's the next tier up from the base version on 6?
The elite versions.
The elite jerseys. Those jerseys are real nice. I bought myself a Brock Bowers one while I was in Vegas. It's a beautiful, pristine, great quality. Although in terms of make and feel, you cannot go past those Reebok jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Like you can sleep in those. They're so comfy. They feel so nice and light. Probably because the numbers are painted on. You got to be careful about washing them because the numbers will fade and that. But in terms of comfort level, I fuck with the Reebok jerseys heavy. Anyway.
Yeah, see that, and I agree with your statement. We the people about the jerseys and shit, but that's only the elite jerseys, dog. I'd rather wear a bootleg jersey before I wear any of that painted on bullshit, dude. Them painted on number shits for the bird.
I used to feel the same way, Benther, but then when I went on a bender, I was like, you know what? I love these jerseys because they're so comfortable.
No, they're comfortable, if you can get shit, but you wash them bitches one time, the numbers peel off.
Well, not necessarily. I've got a Tim Brown jersey, which I bought in pristine condition.
Well, you got lucky.
I've watched it a few times.
You see the Ralph's jersey?
I know.
All the numbers are off that bitch. It looks like it says 08. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Okay.
But if you can look after them properly, in terms of comfort level, I love that. And a lot of the players from the Reebok era, I fuck with, and It is
Well,
what
the
it is.
Reebok-
And the Mitchell and
the
Ness are the
Reebok
ones
pa-
who you get the old school ones, right?
The Reebok painted on ones aren't bad. I'm talking about these new shit Nike ones, bro. The Reebok
yeah.
ones actually
Nike-
hold,
oh, yeah, those-
hold their paint. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about Reeboks. I'm talking about these shit new Nike ones because
Yeah,
you
Nike
can't
ones are
buy.
bigger.
They don't sell Reeboks anymore. Those ones were good. Those ones held
Really,
their
Wayne?
paint. These new ones are Nike, and these new ones, you wash that bitch about 3 or 4 times, them fucking letters are peeling off that bitch. These new Nike jerseys that are painted are trash. But yeah, I'm with you. I didn't catch the Reebok shit. Yeah, the Reeboks are nice.
I bought a Genty jersey when I was in LA, and I'm not really a fan of the quality. And we'll wrap it up soon, Ben, if you got to get going. I've only got, I think, well, you answered my last question, but before we do sign off out of here, and I thank you for sticking around. I know I said we were going to shoot for an hour, but that last segment ended up taking a bit more time than I anticipated. But I had fun with it. You know, it's nice to talk about things for me, and I like to do this on my channel, where it's not just the same things that get retread over and over. There's only so many times I can talk about the Crosby trade. There's only so long I can talk about Mendoza and shoot the same takes I've shot maybe 2-3 times in the same week. There's only so many times I can talk about the draft or free agency, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I like to do things a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'll go to you on 6. What's your last message for the nation before we sign off and get up out of here?
My message to the nation is just patience. It's not going to be easy this year, especially with the rookie quarterback, a rookie offensive head coach, a rookie defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? All first time. It's going to be a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes being made, but it's going to be a learning experience. At the end of the day, the most important thing for this season is us to find out if Mendoza can be our franchise quarterback. So whatever happens besides that, it's going to be a blessing. So at the end of the day, let's just take what happens.
We love you, Westside. Can you expect any less from me?
I know.
Go ahead.
But we'll see what happens with this draft. And Spike Tech, we trust. And we'll see what happens.
I didn't even say hello to Ralph. My bad.
What's up, Ralph?
my friend.
What up, Ralph?
Yeah, what's up? Go ahead, Ben. What's your final word before we get up out of here?
Aunt took the words out of my mouth, dude. It's just patience. Jeff asked me the other night on his show. You got to be patient, man. You got to have patience, dog. I know we say this, dude. We say this a lot. Every year we're like, fuck, we just got to be patient. We just got to be patient. But the Raiders, in my opinion, are giving you something to be patient for. You're going to have a young coach. You're going to have a young quarterback. You're going to have an overall young team that you're going to be able to see the growth of right before your eyes. And it might not be, you know, very fun at first, or wins may not result at first, but I will tell you it's going to be a fun ride. So.
Oh my God, my camera.
Yeah, fuck you, camera.
Sorry,
fuck that camera.
It's a great camera. It's the stand that sucks. I gotta invest in one. Probably. All right, you just stay right where.
That camera's a Charger fan or something. He said, "Stop talking about the Raiders, goddamn you son of a bitch."
That 3 times, Ed had enough of us. They're like, "Yes, enough."
The camera's telling me it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, camera's like, "This shit's over already, goddamn it."
All right, we good?
Now we're good. Now we're good.
No, I'm right there with you guys. Look, it might be a rough ride. Things may continue to be rough until it starts to get better. But I have the confidence that it can be better if we make the right moves, starting with free agency and then the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the capital to turn things around. Let's just stay the course and let the cards fall where they may. And, you know, it sucks for the majority of us to lose a guy of the caliber of Maxx Crosby. But at the end of the day, it's also exciting for me personally, because it's like, well, we can find new stars, new players to get behind. And hopefully this new era that we're in can be an era of success, something that I haven't been a part of for more than a little bit. You know, 2 playoff games in my 16 years as a fan. Like, you know what I mean? You can't really call that an era of success. So it would be nice for a lot of us guys who haven't been around for longer than 20 years to experience that at least once in a lifetime. So, you know, buckle up, hold fast, and hopefully we will get there. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But anyways, I'm Afakasi Raider. Got my boy to my right on 6. Ben, I appreciate you joining the panel and giving me your time. And shout out to my guys, Raider Joe. We out of here. Raider Nation for life. Win, lose, or tie. You know what time it is. Red Nation till we what?
Till we die.
We
Have a
die.
good
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. Peace, gang.